day so far. Sorry I was a little bit late. I was running a little bit late on dinner, but also I've started a series on Netflix that I wanted to finish whilst I was having my dinner. So that was why I was a little bit late, but I hope you're doing well. Well, congrats, George, on coming in with the first. And hello, Cara. Welcome in as well. Hope you're all doing well. I have started watching The Trust on Netflix. It is a reality TV show that is in a similar vein to like Traitors, in the sense that these people are trying to compete for money, but they have to trust each other, and obviously chaos ensues, where they literally accuse each other and vote each other out, and therefore psychologically, like, it's a trustful baby. So essentially the premise is that they all enter the show as a part of the trust. So they share $250,000 already. So that is the game. Like, they already share that money. But if for whatever reason they choose to vote someone out, they can cut them out of the trust, and the remaining people obviously share more money between them. So the more people you cut out, the more money you win as an individual. But the premise is that you already are sharing that money, because if everyone stays in the game for the duration, you share that money. So everyone technically enters the show as a winner, but obviously people, for whatever reason, suspect other people for lying or whatever, and therefore they vote each other out, and it becomes chaos. And what I like about these sort of shows is that it really shows like people's psychology and what people would do for money, or like how money affects how you like deal with different situations and how you view other people. And so I find it super interesting. I have 2 more episodes to go. Hi Lilia, welcome in. How are you doing? And I always love that cat emote. We're talking about The Trust on Netflix. It's a new show that like these players like enter into a trust. They share a pot of money, but they can vote each other out and therefore win more money as an individual. So it's really interesting because tension is obviously high, and therefore they suspect each other and start voting each other out, and then it's chaos. And it's just so interesting to see who sides with who, which groups form, what alliances form between which people, and the kind of different characters that are on the show. It's really interesting to see how people's like alliances form and also break down so quickly. And with all these shows like The Trust, Traitors, Squid Game, etc., as a viewer, I'm always like, you come here to make money. You're not here to make friends. And for me to see people get so emotionally attached to people and being like, oh, I'm never going to vote for you. Oh, we're going to be best friends. It's like, no. You're not here to make friends. You are here to win yourself and your family, or whatever circumstance you're in. You're here to make money. So, like, do what you have to do to make the most money and get out of here, because these people aren't your friends. These people are here also to make money. So I'm interested to see what happens in the last 2 episodes, but I'm sure there's going to be more drama coming. But yes, if it's on your watch list, definitely give it a go. It's interesting so far. There's definitely been a lot of drama, and I think it's only like 8 episodes long, so it's not that long. It's quite a short show. But today we will be opening up this Paldean Fates ETB. It has been marinating now for about a month, so I think it's good to open. Unfortunately, it's not the Pokemon Center version, because that version, which I ordered in like since July, I think, or November, whenever it was, it got lost in the British mailing system. So I was meant to get this like at the start of January, but Royal Mail basically lost my package, so I had to get this refunded, and then I ended up getting this on Argos. And I don't think I ever bought an ETB off Argos, so I don't really know what their polls are like. And like, hi Gloom, welcome in. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. And we're just about to open the Paldean Fates ETB, but I hope you're doing well. But yes, I have a little bit of a superstition about these things where, like, depending on where you get these products from, I feel like the pulls are different. So, I don't know. But we will see. First time getting it from Argos. Did Pokemon Center offer to replace it? They did offer to replace it, or they could have offered me a refund. And I chose the refund because they said they couldn't guarantee when the next shipment was going to ship. So I knew I wanted to get it as soon as possible. So I just ended up getting the refund and then bought it elsewhere. I too once got lost in the British mailing system. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. I'd love to hear more about that story for sure, Gloom, so please do tell us what happened there. Promo card is still cute either way? Absolutely. Okay, let me dig out this promo card, wherever it is. Promo card is still cute. Here we go. This is the Mimikyu promo card, and one of the reasons that I got this ETB was because of this promo. It's super, super nice. My hope is lost in the British mailing system. Hi Kajohos, welcome in. How are you doing today? If anyone in chat isn't following already, please do check out their channel because they're a brilliant streamer. Also, opens a lot of Pokemon cards, but I hope you're doing well. But yes, the British mailing system is honestly going down the drain, and I get so stressed anytime I have to order something through Royal Mail. It's so unreliable. Honestly, the worst. I will sort this out later. But the deck sleeves are also really lovely. It has a Mimikyu on the back as well, and I do really like the sort of silver detailing on those. I heard about opening Pokemon cards. I turn up. Let's go. Please do manifest chase cards for me. So in this set, I am trying to... I would love to get the Tinker Tink set. And yes, please do catch that wild Azumarill. I should probably use the Great Ball. I should probably have used a Great Ball. Glad to hear other countries are bad as well. Finished Post is literally one of the worst in the world. It was on the bottom of the list in some study. Really? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I feel like at this point they should just privatize, or even just don't have a like nationalized system. Just let everyone have like the Yodels and the Everys and stuff. Okay, so the one that I'm looking for in particular is this Pawmi card right here. I have been looking online and I know they're like not expensive. I think they go for like £1 at the moment on eBay. But it would still be really hyped to get that one. And then I don't really like Clive as a character, but this card is really cool. I just love the art of that card. And if Jordan ever pops in, I would honestly manifest the Charizard, because Jordan always seems to give good luck here, and I somehow managed to pull the Charizard card. So let's hope Jordan comes at some point today. Just ship it using pigeons. Back to what works, honestly. Azumarill escaped, no one caught it. That is rigged. That is so rigged. A lot of people tried, and no one got the Azumarill. Great Balls next time, Great Balls. Obsessed with the Clive card. Kara, have you guys been pulling on this set as well? But otherwise, in terms of the shiny cards, I'm definitely looking at Tinkertink's set. Tinkertink is like my favorite set, like favorite Pokemon on Scarlet and Violet, as well as Pawmi set. So these 3 shiny Pawmi cards are on my chase list. And then Pachirisu would be nice. Pikachu, Raichu would be nice. I don't know if there's Fido. Let me check. I think Fido... Is Fido in this set? Because I would love to get a Fido as well. Because Fido... Pawmi and Tinkertink are like my 3 favorites. Welcome in, Sev. How are you doing today? If anyone isn't following Sev, please go check out their channel. They're also a brilliant streamer. I saw that you went live yesterday, but when I joined, you guys weren't live anymore. I don't know whether it was just a very, very short stream, but I've been meaning to hang out in your streams for a while. I've missed them. There has been so many packages that the post has damaged and broken so badly that I have had to refund the whole order for the customers, and post offices don't usually refund for me, so you have to pay those out of your own pocket. That's so bad. That is really bad. We opened 2 packs and got nothing and took that as fate to not get heavy back into it. Manifesting Mew? Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You have the Pawmi your friend gave you? Oh, that's so awesome. I really want the Pawmi set. So I'm going to be definitely looking at those after... if I don't get anything, I will be looking at those online because I really want those cards. And then I think any card with Professor Turo. And then I think the standard cards are a combination of all the cards so far, right? I feel like there's some reprints in here, so we will just have to see what we get. But otherwise, we are manifesting Shiny Pawmi, Shiny Tinkertink set, and the Pawmi full art. And if Jordan comes in, we'll start manifesting Charizard. It was very short. We had a table at a market yesterday where we were selling a lot of our Pokemon cards, and we took people's names for drawn Charizard cards, so we drew it live on this channel. Oh, I didn't know you guys go to market with your cards. That's so awesome. I hope it was a good day for you guys on the market. I heard there are a few reprints. I kind of hate that, but whatever, Pokemon, yeah. Okay, so there are 9 packs in here. They all feel pretty thick, pretty chunky. I'm gonna start off with... Let's start with the Pikachu one. This was the first time, but I think it went really well. I'm gonna try to get there once a month. That's awesome. I hope you... Also, it's probably a great place to like meet people who are interested in Pokemon as well. Just like... be able to have those contacts, because you can always, if like they're local to you, then you can always trade later in the future as well. Oh, I think an ad has just started, so I will wait for that to end. But yes, thick packs, we're manifesting thick packs. Okay. So I have also been getting some cards on the internet to finish manifesting thick packs to finish some of my collections. So I'm now only a few away on the standard set of Pokemon 151, which I really like. So I will need to, when I next get paid, grab a few more off there to finish the standard set. Okay, so let's start off with pack 1. This is the Pikachu, looking really cute. And let's see what we get here. Okay. I think it's 1. Basic Energy. Let's go. Gimmighoul. Okay. Magmar. Oh, it's looking cute. I love the art. I have been avoiding some of the recent sets, Nemona, so I haven't really got the Obsidian Flames or the Paradox Rift set so far. I've only got a few off there, so hopefully I won't get too many reprints. Charmander. Are you trying to complete Holo and Reverse? I don't need to do that. I just want one of each. Clive. Okay, we got a Clive trainer card. Maybe we'll get the full art in this as well. Let's see. Basic Energy. Me trying to flirt in the club. Oh my gosh, George. Charmeleon. Technical Machine. Crisis Punch. We're getting a lot of trainer cards here today. What the frickin'... Did we just get an Alakazam X to start with? Hello? Okay, let's go. Let's go. Streamer luck. Here we go. This card is awesome. Hello? That's really nice. Okay, I think there's one more. Raichu, let's go. Reverse hollow. Oh, wait, is there more? Okay, there might be more. There's more. There's more. And there's shiny Ceruledge. Not shiny, just a... It's a hollow Ceruledge. Let's go. There's another one. There's another one. Wow. I was already, like, done with the Alakazam. This is also a really nice card. I don't think I have Ceruledge from the other set, so... I'm happy with this. This is a good, very, very good pull. Good pack one. Let's go. Awesome pack one. Okay. Please, you guys, let me know whether you want me to open this Ceruledge, Tinkerton. Oh, I don't even know what this one's called. I forgot this one's name. This set has up to 3 hits per pack. Oh my gosh, let's go. I don't know what this thing's called, but let me know which one you want me to open next. You guys can pick. What is this thing called? I don't remember this big fishy. It's the one that goes with the sushi Pokemon. Open that one. Okay. I really don't remember this name. Satitan? It's not Satitan, it's the big fish. Satitan is one of my faves as well. But I don't know what this fish is. Dondozo. Oh my gosh, yes. That's the one. Dondozo. So it'll be interesting when I do go back into Scarlet and Violet after I open the cards. Because I've probably forgotten most of the names of these Pokemon. I love Scarlet and Violet. But some of these Pokemon have strange names. Okay. There are so many Pokemon I can't keep track. Honestly, I cannot keep track nowadays. There's just too many. There's like 1,000 now. There's 1,000 Pokemon and I just get confused. What does help me is when I play Pogo, the new ones that come up, it does definitely help me remember. Although for the longest time the other day, because I hatched a Varoom and I was trying to find it in my box, but I was like, what is that vacuum Pokemon called? I just do not remember. So I just keep scrolling to find it. Going out with the doggos. Lilia, I hope you have the most amazing time out with the dogs. Are we all excited for Pokemon Day tomorrow? Absolutely, I can't wait to see what they're going to announce tomorrow on Pokemon Day. I feel like they, at most, will announce another Legends game, which will probably be the best news that we will get. But I really don't know. I really don't know. I would love for them to tease like Gen 10, but at the same time I'd rather they spend more time working on it, given Power Worlds come out and the response to that game really, I hope, has like shaken that team to work harder to make a better game. Arceus is slept on hard. Honestly, Arceus was such a good game. Screaming, crying, throwing up, punch me in the face. If I get a Legends game, I'll throw up. Okay, pack 2, basic energy. Fido. I think I have this card already, but it's so cute. I love Fido so much. Fido's one of my favorites. Is this too bright? Let me turn down this light thing. Fido's one of my absolute favorites. Haunter, looking cute. Mime Jr. Okay, I actually really like this artwork for Mime Jr. Noirbat. Another Clive. Okay, full art Clive. Are we going to get full art Clive? Whimsicott, let's go. It's cute. I don't have these cards, so I'm... Oh my gosh. Scrafty. I love seeing cards I don't have, so... Fanpy Reverse Hollow. Dash Bun, let's go. I think I have this one as well because it was from I think Paldea Evolved or the Scarlet and Violet set. And finally, Charizard X. Hello. Okay. Where's Jordan? Is Jordan here because we pulled a Charizard card ish? Let's go. I have a feeling they may leave the next Legends for the Switch too. I would actually quite like that as well.
My bestie is a bad bitch.
Panda X Kuma, welcome in and thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate that. If anyone in chat isn't following Panda already, please go check out their channel. But please do let me know what you were playing. But we just pulled a Charizard, guys, so please keep manifesting for me. But welcome in Dodders, welcome in Panda, welcome in Apop. Whoa! Welcome in Coffee. I also always love that name. But for anyone who is new to my chat, I'm Matt. I'm a variety streamer. I play a lot of Fortnite, Genshin, Pokemon, and Palworld. And today we are getting back into Pokemon, but first we are opening up some Pokemon cards.
Oh no, my bestie is a bad bitch.
So welcome in, guys, and for anyone who does play Pokemon or likes Pokemon, let me know who your favourite Pokemon is. I'd love to know. And if you can guess what my favourite Pokemon is, I'll give you a thumbs up. I don't know if you can guess. But yes, another great card from Pack 2. Let's go. But how's everyone doing? I hope you've all had a great weekend. And for anyone who has just come in, we pulled Shiny Alakazam full art earlier, so this was awesome. This was awesome. Pack 1. We've been getting some good pack pulls so far, so... Ooh, Charizard, Charmander and Charizard, Squirtle, Aaron. Oh, Aaron's a good one. GG's. Okay. Pack number 3. We're gonna go, I think, with the... Okay, chat. Pick whether I should go open Ceruledge or Tinkaton next. Let me know which one you want me to open next. But in the meantime, there is a wild Shellos in chat, so do exclamation mark Pokecatch to catch it. Ooh, Gengar. Gengar's a good choice. Tinky, Ceruledge. Okay, Kara chose Tinky first, so we'll open Tinky and then we'll open Ceruledge. But I am manifesting the Tinkaton shiny set, so I am hoping that they are in one of these packs. Because one time I had a pack that had that legendary dog, Chienpo? Is it called Chienpo? And there was a full art Chienpo in that pack. So it's something, there is a correlation, I think, between the pack art and the card inside. I'm on the last 2 levels of TR1. Oh, wait, does that mean you're going to finish 2 out of 3 of those games already very soon? But let's go. Shenhe? Yep, I know that one. So, imagine if Genshin started doing trading cards. If Genshin started doing holographic trading cards with their characters on, I think they would make tons of money. Like, they would make so much money. Shellos has been caught by Apop and Kara. Let's go. Congrats. I will be selling my organs for those shiny full art Alhaitham cards, okay? Maybe they have some on Etsy. Maybe I'll look and see if they have some like Husbando cards on Etsy. But pack number 3 is the Tinkaton pack, and we start off with a basic fighting energy, Mashif, another Gimmighoul, which we pulled earlier, Lechonk. Oh, this looks like one I don't have. It's drinking water. Oh, Execute. Don't know what they're doing. They look kind of sus. Moonlit Hill. Okay. Camerupt. Atticus. Wait, who is Atticus? I honestly don't remember this character. Okay, this is weird. Atticus and then a reverse hollow Atticus. I don't think they should do that. That's mean. There's no need for this. Varoom. We were just talking about Varoom earlier. Reverse hollow Varoom. And finally we have a Mabostiff. Okay. Okay. You'll be selling your soul. You guys still have those? I sold mine long ago. I sold my souls for brilliant stars. Oh my gosh. I didn't go fully into Pokemon at
Oh no.
Brilliant Stars.
My bestie is a bad bitch.
Oh my gosh, a double raid. Hello. Welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for the raid, Little Mix Honey. I really appreciate that. Please do let me know what game you were playing and how your stream went. But for anyone in chat, please do check out their channel, because we do really appreciate you guys for bringing in your community. So let me give you that follow right there. And so I'm Matt. I'm a variety streamer. I'm currently playing a lot of Genshin Impact, Pokemon, Fortnite,
Oh no.
and we're getting
My
back into Pokemon
bestie
today.
is a bad bitch.
So let me play you guys my channel trailer, and then we'll get back into some more Pokemon cards. Enjoy.
Did Aaron just send me another PP statue?
Oh my frickin'.
And we throw them in.
Oh my gosh. She pulls out a few candles and a wooden. Oh my.
Oh my god, I'm throwing my hands everywhere.
How's this happening here? What the?
My bestie is a bad bitch.
Thank you once again for the raid, Little Mix Honey. I really do appreciate that. If you do need to raid and run, please do what you have to do to de-stream, and that goes as well for
My
Panda.
bestie
If you need to raid and run,
is
please
a
do
bad
what you have to do to
bitch.
de-stream. Have a break, hydrate, snack, whatever you have to do. But welcome in Sunflare's Space, welcome in Little Mix Honey,
Oh no.
welcome in Poozle
My
Puka.
bestie
Is a bad bitch. Welcome in Emo Support Jamie. And thank you so much for the follow, Cozy with Mickey. We were playing Pokemon Violet. We wanted to bring the love to another Pokemon streamer. I really appreciate that. We are going to jump into some Pokemon Violet Indigo Disc DLC after we've opened the Paldean Fates ETB. But for anyone in chat who has just come in with the raid, please do let me know who your favourite Pokemon is. I'd love to know. But also continue to welcome in Cozy with Mickey, Sunberry, and oh, this is so cute. Oh my gosh, baking? What? Oh, so I do bake. For anyone who doesn't know, I do bake. But my baking streams have been very scuffed, and I would love to bring those back again with more professionalism. Bring back Bitmat baking, please. I will try. And thank you so much for the follow, Little Mix Honey,
no.
and Emo Support
My
Jamie.
bestie is a bad bitch.
What are my pronouns? My pronouns are he, him. That is everything. Thank you. How did I just notice the plushies? My babies. I don't know, maybe you can't see them properly, but my babies. I sold my kidneys for my babies. They are huge? Yes, they are huge. It's the 60 or 50 inch Piplup. I literally had it in my basket for like 3 months, and then I was like, I shouldn't buy it, it's too expensive, I don't need this. And then I got a work bonus, and the moment I got my work bonus, I was like, check out, we are bringing baby. Okay, so before that, I went last summer to the Pokemon Center in London when they had the World Championships. I picked up this massive Piplup baby for like 2 minutes, and I had to put him down again because I was like, I cannot buy this right now. I don't have the money. I can't justify it. But I had to leave this baby there for like 6 months, and then I could bring him home, and it was like the best feeling ever. Favorite non-legendary is Umbreon. Great choice. Great choice. So cute. No space for Matt on that bed. Literally, there's no space. I sleep on the floor. Imagine taking that thing on the underground. So, as I was walking towards the Pokemon Center in London last year, the number of people that I saw carrying big giant Slowpokes around their neck, on their shoulders, big giant Arcanines, big giant Psyducks, I was like, imagine having to take this big Piplup home. So I did the sensible thing and ordered it online. But 6 months later, so it got delivered to me, straight to my door. The thing is, I live on the 4th floor, and the postman had to carry this big box up 4 flights of stairs. I'm very thankful to that postman, but he must have been like, what the fuck is in this box? I remember that the only thing I could think about was that, yeah, them carrying those big plushies on the underground. The underground is not made for carrying big plushies, guys, okay? Just know that, it's not easy. It's not easy. Might be up in the penthouse with these Pokemon poor posting. Okay, it's the 4th floor, it's not quite a penthouse. It's not a penthouse. I wish I had a penthouse. That way I could have room for all my plushies. They could have their own room, but alas, I am not quite there yet in my career to have a penthouse. Unfortunately. Okay, so we are on to pack number 3. We will be opening the Ceruledge pack. I think George asked for this one. So please do manifest, what was I manifesting? Tinkertink Shiny, Cliff Shiny, not Cliff Shiny, Cliff Full Art, and Pawmi Set Shiny. Those would be awesome. A plushie room is iconic. Honestly, I would love to have a plushie room, but also I've seen people with those hammocks for their plushies, for their Squishmallows, and I low-key am planning how I can make this work. I'm low-key planning a big hammock for my plushies because I feel like there's a lot of real estate in the ceiling area that I can make use of, because flats in London are small, okay? You need to make the most of every corner of the room, and I think going vertical is probably the way to go, because I honestly am running out of room for plushies. So if I go vertical, I think that could justify me buying more plushies. My Snorlax has his own room. He takes up a lot of real estate. Okay, Dodders, what size Snorlax do you have? I'm dying to know. Hopefully I can get another good slot for Pokemon Center in April. Me too. I'm going to try to get another slot in April, but I'm literally keeping an eye out for those slots. As far as I know, they haven't been released yet, and I don't know when they are going to be, but I'm keeping an eye out. Don't live in the UK, but have been there, and trying to deal with big items on the underground is a nightmare. Okay, so even if you don't have big items on the underground, if you go at the wrong time, or if you go at a busy time, it is a nightmare. Trying to squish on that train. Sorry, man in white calls for lurking and listening. No worries, Apop. Thanks for the lurk, I really appreciate that, and hope your workday's going well. But pack number 4, even, from the Ceruledge pack. Let's go. Fire Energy. Chimecho looks so beautiful. Ghastly. Paldean Students. Okay. Barboach. Electric Generator. I don't know why we need these. Swoobat. I love the berries in the background. A Gengar. Oh, I think we've both got a Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar now. A Baxcalibur Shiny. Hello. Okay, this is getting off to a good start. You sound like me trying to collect more rocks. Okay, Puka, do you collect rocks? Because I also collect rocks. I go to a lot of places when I'm on holiday and I collect rocks. Because it's... Okay, we'll talk about rocks in a bit. We ran into so many Garcias today, we did. Okay, let's see what's next. Full Art Palafin. Hello. Okay, this pack is pretty fire right now. My brothers make fun of me for the rocks. Don't let anybody make fun of you for the rocks. This is a Palafin. It looks really dark. It's hard to see the art, but it's literally like let me try and... It's literally like in the deep sea. That card is badass, it is, right? What's the coolest rock you have? Okay, I will. Once I finish this pack, I will take a quick detour and show you my rocks. And finally, we have Houndstone. This pack was fire. Hello? Baxcalibur Shiny and a Palafin. We're only on pack 4. Which I hope there are some still good ones left. Because sometimes I open them and they start off well, and then the last few packs are a bit of a dud, so I hope that doesn't happen today. But let me go find one cool rock that I have. Okay, so this, I don't know if you can see this very clearly. Maybe I should take this camera like this. Okay, these are rocks that I had collected in Norway. I was in Norway last September, and I was very impressed by how the rocks in Norway are all so beautiful. So, I can't believe you're so cute.
I bet you think about me when you're out at your cool indie music concerts every week. I bet you think about me in your house with your organic shoes and your $1 million couch.
Okay, welcome in, Jordan. I need to show you what I have pulled so far. Have you a pebble in your pocket you forgot from Wicklow? Okay, I need to go to Wicklow. But in Norway, all their rocks are beautiful, and they have like shiny things or minerals in them, and like I'm a sucker for shiny things. Okay, so I was actually like everything I went, okay, don't even see clearly, but I was like on the beaches just being like, I want this one, I want this one, I want this one, and this one had like loads of layers in it, and it's probably like, I don't know, I'm not a rock expert, but like probably from some volcanic activity or something in the past. And then like this is really like, I don't know if you can see clearly, but this one has like some like black things in it, and there's some shiny things in it, and some white things in it, and I don't know, I just was like, had my pockets full of rocks. How do you get them through security? Okay, so I was a cruise, so I just had to get on the boat back with them. And then this one, okay, this is huge, but I was just really fascinated by like the pattern of the black with the other thingies in there. So, you know, I just basically went picking up all these rocks, and like my family had to wait for me. They was okay, and they just literally like sat on a bench waiting for me like on the beach, and I was literally like, I want all of these rocks. Okay, I will have to do a separate stream on rocks, but I will show you, Jordan, what I had pulled. Because in the UK, our beaches, we don't get nice rocks like in Norway, okay? I have to say, the ones in Norway, I was so impressed that like everything, okay, my hair's gone red. Everything in Norway, I was like, looks amazing and incredible. In the UK, it's not the same. Can Jordan see your planned Disney outfits yet, please? Not yet. But okay, Jordan. You were with us in spirit. I felt that you were with us in spirit earlier, and this is what we pulled. So every time Jordan's in stream, we get a Charizard, and this is our first one. Last time, we had multiple Charizards when Jordan's in stream, so we still have like 5 packs left, so we can manifest. I don't have to pretend I like acid rock. Yes, yes. I think one of my favorites I have is a fist-sized chunk of Boulder Opal in Ironstone from Korot. Okay, I can't picture what that is, but if anyone does want to join and post pictures on the Discord, please feel free to. I'd love to see all your rocks. Man, you and your Charizards? OMG. I didn't realise the time I was planning to be here from the start. No worries. But Jordan, we also managed to get Shiny Alakazam and Full Art Palafin, and we are on pack 4. So it's been a good good set so far. This is pack number 4. So far so good. So far so good. So pack number 5, we are gonna open another Pikachu pack, I think. And let's see what we get. Sucker for shiny things? Bro, I am a crow. I'm right there with you. Same. Like, when I see shiny things, I'm just like, kind of want it. Kind of want it. But literally, how do I get them through security? You put them in your pockets and hope that it doesn't beep. You can join your Discord? Yes. Anyone can join your Discord. Anyone can join my Discord. I just need to give you access, which I can do right now. I just need to give you a role. Okay, you should now have access to stuff, hopefully. But I have, you should be able to get all the servers, but let me know if it still doesn't work for you. But yes. Is this a set the Pokemon's Rob? Yes. This is the set I had to rebuy off Argos, because the Pokemon Center version got lost in the mail. I'm pretty sure the postman stole it. So this has been marinating for about a month. So I am pretty sure that's why we're getting good pulls. Rebuy. I had to rebuy this off Argos. It's the first time I bought something. It's the first time I bought Pokemon cards off Argos. So I'm hoping if these sets are good, I might start buying more from Argos in the future. Did you get a refund? I did get a refund, so I used the money to buy off Argos. It's legit a thing, the posties be so naughty up in here. Amazon is a no too. So with Amazon, at least they refund you straight away. Like, I have no issues getting refunds off Amazon. But with the posties, it's such a pain to try to get anything off Royal Mail. Like, are they going to give you a refund? Not really. I have to run, but it was lovely to check out your stream. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much again for the raid. I really do appreciate you bringing your community here. And I hope to be able to check out your stream as well next time you stream. So pack number 5, we have Basic Energy. Dedenne, looking cute. What is that pink thing? Oh, those are headphones. Those are pink headphones. Another Nimona. Natu. Rare Candy. Mousehold. I do kind of want more Tandem Mouse and Mousehold sets. Cards. Lantern. Primeape. Dash Bun, let's go. This is one of my chase cards. Now I just need Fido. Wait, I didn't see this in the book. Okay, I need Fido shiny. But Dash Bun, yes. Big yes. Where's my Fido? Fido's right here. Cute. Fido, Dash Bun. Okay. Will we get a Chimecho reverse holo? Let's go. And a Heat Rotom. I didn't even know this was a card. That's kind of cool. Yay! I did not know Heat Rotom was a card. Nice. Oh my gosh, to the yay I screamed. Yes, I have added some sounds to some of the alerts. So, guys, you guys pick the next one. Do we go Dodonzo or Ceruledge? Let me know which one I should open next. This ETB has been good to you so far. Honestly, I'm already impressed. I'm pretty happy with what I've got so far. And we have 4 packs left. Okay, we'll go Ceruledge next.
You little slut bag.
So I did actually look up all the cards in Paradox Rift, and that is actually a set that has a load of chase cards. There are like 3 Professor Churro cards in that set, and I'm debating whether to just buy them or whether I should actually invest in some more cards from Paradox Rift. But there's so many Churro cards in that set that I'm like, I need them all. So I think I've decided from now on, like, my chase cards are gonna be like Churro cards, all the Tinkertink cards, all the Pour Me cards, and all the Fido cards. Like, I've made it a mission to collect all of those cards in every single set coming out, because those are my favourite Pokemons. Meanwhile, your folders are thrown under your bed. Oh my gosh. Like, I will probably get, like, ETBs if I like a lot of the cards in the set, but I think my mission is just to get the cards of the Pokemon that I like the most. So this is pack number 6 already, but we're going to start off with a basic Grass Energy, a Frigibax, a Maschiff, which we have already, Routes with a really beautiful background, Magmar, which we got already, Primate, which we've seen already, Artisan. Artisan, is that one of the places in Scarlet and Violet? I honestly have forgotten this game. Sorry, George. I've forgotten about this game. Lantern. Shiny Ditto. Hello. Okay, I'm liking the number of shiny cards that we're getting so far. Shiny Ditto is definitely one that I like as well because it's so blue. It's so squidgy. You want? It's a good one. And also, we shall always remember that time that in the Pokemon Go set, I pulled a Ditto and didn't even realize. There's a clip of that somewhere. But I legit pulled a Ditto and I was just like, oh, it's just a Bidoof. Or it was just a Spinarak. I think it was a Spinarak. I was like, oh, it's just a Spinarak. And then chat was like, it's a Ditto, it's a Ditto. And I was like, what? That was a Ditto? What? Toad's Cool Reverse Hollow. And Executor. This is a quite nice card. It's got a really, really cool background. But yeah, we pulled a Ditto. That was one of my chase cards, and I was really, really happy that I managed to get that card. But yeah, it was a bit of chaos. I was like, what? No, not a Ditto. Okay, we shall be opening the Dodonzo pack next, and then we'll do Pikachu, and then we'll do Tinkaton as the last pack, because then we can manifest Tinkaton shinies being in that one. So we can have nice things done. Okay, pack number 7, coming from a Dodonzo pack. We have Fire Energy, Lechonk again. Ooh, Chocodet. I need to be better at their names. I need to be better at remembering their names. Clobopus. Clobopus. This is actually a really cute Pokemon. I do like it. Oh, congrats, Jordan, on getting Froakie as your starter. Varoom. Technical Machine Crisis Punch. Clopomogus. Dashbun. Nemona's Backpack. You don't want him? Oh my gosh, you could sell him. You could sell him for money. Paldean Student Reverse Hollow. You can sell him for money. Cottony Reverse Hollow. And finally we have Mimikyu. Let's go. Decent. It's not the full art version, but still. Exclamation mark release frog. No, you can't do that. But you can sell. You can sell the Pokemon you catch. Your spooky boy, yes. Oh, Jordan, did I show you the promo? So the promo card is really lovely full art Mimikyu card. Which is one of the reasons I got the ETB, because I really do like this promo card. Give me Eevee. The promo almost made me buy the... Yeah, the promo is really nice. But you can probably buy the promo online for like a fraction of the price, so if you really want the promo, you can just go get it. Okay, second to last pack, we're going to open the Pikachu Paldean Fates. Hopefully there'll be a good pull in here. But yeah, I actually have not looked so much into the Indigo Disc DLC, so I'm going to have to see what happens in it, because I actually have been quite spoiler free. A wild Bagon appears. Okay, I'm going to try and use a Great Ball. But otherwise, for everyone else, you can do exclamation mark Pokecatch for a chance to catch the Pokemon. Or if you'd like to use another ball, you can do that as well. Just make sure you have bought the balls beforehand. Okay, pack number 8 out of 9. This is the penultimate pack, and I'm hoping for something decent here. Starting off with an Electric Energy. Another Paldean Student. I feel like I have like a million of those now. Oh, Lapras. Scraggy. Mime Jr. Swoobat. We're getting quite a few repeats here. Another Clive. This is our third Clive. Onkoloin. Rare Candy Reverse Hollow. Gimme Ghoul Reverse Hollow. And finally we have... okay, Toedscruel X. Not bad, not bad. The more I encounter Toedscruel, the more I feel like it's a really lovely design. So, it's a good pull. It's a good pull. Bagon has been caught by Matt Connect and Geohar. Congrats, George. Congrats, George. Oh no, Jordan! It has 90 seconds to do the command. Okay. Here we go. The final pack of Paldean Fates in this ETB. We'll be opening the Tinkaton pack, and I'm really manifesting Tinkaton. So let's go manifest Tinkaton. I'm hoping this is the one. I'm hoping this is the one. Thanks, Kara, for manifesting. I really hope this is the one. Oops. Map Catch Tinkaton. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, we got a basic energy. A cottony. A pineco. A Numel. A Maractus, so colourful, so flowery. And Whimsicott. Very grass Pokemon in here today. Scrafty, is this reverse hollow? No, this is just regular, just looks shiny. An Ultra Ball. I think this is it, Okay, Glimora X. Shiny. This is probably the pull, like, this is it. A good one to end on. Not my favourite Pokemon, but it's a full art, so good one to end on. Barboach. And Armarouge. Oh, so we got both Armarouge and Ceruledge today. That's pretty awesome. This was a really good ETB, though. We got a few pulls. Yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 full arts. I think this is probably my favourite. The first one we pulled. And then also Palafin as well. This is like pretty awesome, this card. I have to say. This is pretty awesome. So we got some good pulls here today. I will have to go and buy the rest that I didn't manage to get, but we're good. We're good. We'll go ahead and do that when I get paid. That card is super cool. It is. That Palafin is really amazing. I love that card. But that means I gotta get like the Pour Me Baby. This one is my absolute favourite, so I'm gonna get that. It's only like I think £1 or £2 online. Can we make that yay noise when we walk through Disney? Yes, we can. We can, of course, do that. We can make that noise. This Toadschool is pretty cool as well. This shiny Toadschool. So, yeah, I'm going to have to be looking up some of these and getting some. Wait, is Pour Me not in here? Wait, Pour Me is in here. Is